Religion. I'm not a religious guy. I'm an atheist. Religion's a bad thing, my friend. Religion's caused every war out there. Everything else about religion is terrible.
I disagree a little bit because I'm Muslim myself,
Correct.
and I believe that whether they're religious or not, bad people will always be bad people.
Is there not a passage in the Bible or in the Quran that says if you're a martyr, you're going to go to heaven and have 14 virgins? Is that a lie? Because I think that's in the book. Is it not?
No, it's not.
It's not in the book. So where does that come from?
People who just hate on the religion.
So are you a religious guy?
I am, yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. A simple question. Sure. Why are you religious? Why do you believe in your God?
Why not?
Well, because, why not is because it's probably not true. Well, then who created your God? Oh, no one created God. How does that make any sense?
It doesn't have to make sense.
It does have to make sense.
That's the best part.
And that's the problem. No, it's not the best part. Because you're like a Trumpster all of a sudden. You could just believe in someone telling you a story from 6,000 Jewish people.
Yeah.
I live in a Jewish neighborhood.
Yeah.
These
Nice people.
great people.
Yeah.
But they're telling you that the world is 6,000 years old. And they don't teach any of their kids about dinosaurs. We're pulling skeletons out of the ground from 65 million years ago. And they still believe that the world is 6,000 years old. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I got to give it to you. You're a fair guy because you're criticizing all religion equally.
It's absolutely all ridiculous.
So that's fair. I commend you for that.
You guys are. You know what's great? You're Muslim. My barber's a Muslim, and he had this great argument to me, and I don't know nothing about the Quran, but he told us that the Muslims were the first people to tell you about the fetuses and where the babies were.
Right. It was in the Quran.
Yeah. And this was this huge argument. I said, dude, you don't. I know how that happened. How do you think that happened? They cut open 1,000 different women 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, and they found out what's going on in there. They literally cut open their stomachs and they figured it out.
In the Quran, it has verses about space, which before scientists even figured out most of that stuff.
You say you read the Quran. Give me an example of a technical detail they had. Because
Well,
that was his argument with the babies. Yeah. It was so technical.
The Big Bang, basically. They talk about Big Bang in the Quran.
They talk about the Big Bang.
Yeah.
So, okay. So 4.5. So was the Big Bang before your God or after, do you think?
No, it just happened.
No, I mean... No,
it was created by God, basically.
So God was there before the Big Bang?
Yeah.
And you believe that?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so who created God?
I'm not going to argue with you on something that does sound
Could you imagine
beyond
that
us.
no one believed
but
in
the
religion
thing is,
and we all just lived on a planet? So this is my big argument.
Okay.
I don't know if Muslim people go to church on Sundays, but could you imagine?
we go to mosque on Friday.
So let's talk about all the people that go to church on Sunday and all the people that go to mosque on Friday.
Right.
And instead of going and wasting their time at the church, they went out and helped their community.
They do.
No, instead of. Instead of going to the mosque on Friday.
But they do help the community.
I'm not saying they don't.
Okay.
I'm saying if they spend all that time that they go to the mosque on Friday, all of that time praying 2-3 hours, and instead went out and helped the community and spent that time helping the community, how much better off do you guys think you'd be? I would imagine a lot better off because you'd have millions of people with millions of hours spent helping out people rather than spending time reading books, listen to some guy tell you about your God. It just doesn't make a lot of sense, man. There's zero proof you have, man, of any of that, and you just blindly believe.
Sometimes that's the beauty of life. You just got to blind believe in some things that you think are better than us.
And I get that.
Bigger and better.
I get that, and I can stand on the edge of the cliff, and I can blindly believe that if I jump off, I'm going to fly like a bird.
That's different.
No, it's not. How is that different?
Because we know gravity, and we know how that if you jump, you were to die. It's not.
I know,
I'm not dying
but
by believing
all
in
of
something.
science has basically wiped out the entire Bible and most of religion. Jewish, dinosaurs, Christianity, Adam and Eve. What, a couple of white people all of a sudden turn into Indians? And dude, we evolutionized from apes and monkeys. Just like there's dogs.
Yeah.
And there's like 1,000 different breeds of dogs.
I believe in evolution.
You do believe in evolution?
Yes.
Doesn't that contradict the Quran?
Yes, it does. But actually, the thing is, that's what I'm saying.
Now we're getting somewhere.
It doesn't matter that I still choose to believe this stuff. That is what gives me power.
See, now I feel that you almost, because you believe in evolution, are choosing to believe that stuff for maybe your family and maybe some of your friends. I have one of my best friends who's Greek.
Yeah.
Totally not religious, but goes to Orthodox church every Easter because his mother's religious and feels bad about saying, hey.
I mean, it's not that I'm doing it because of other people. I'm doing it for myself. It's just, it's a nice thing to look up in the sky and believe that we're here for a reason, not just by accident.
But why does that make you feel better? You should feel better that we are here by accident. And we spent millions of years evolutionizing into this, and we created this, man.
And that's awesome.
And now we've destroyed Earth in basically 150 years.
Hopefully not. But yeah, I get
hopefully not. They're telling us we've destroyed Earth in 150 years. There's way too much carbon dioxide in the air, and our planet's warming, all the ice is going to melt, and sea levels will rise, and Manhattan will be no more in like 50 years. Completely gone.
But some
What does
people,
God say about that?
some people need religion. I feel like they need religion to live life and go through.
That's fair. I'm not going to argue a
Yeah.
point where some people need religion, man.
Yeah.
But life's f***ed up. You look at all the mentally ill right now, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, how does God put these people on earth that are this f***ed up, this mentally ill? Why can't he help them, man? Why did the 6-year-old God couldn't prevent that?
Because if God prevented all that, we wouldn't exist. We're an imperfect people. And in order for us to exist, we have to have imperfection.
So tsunamis, volcano eruptions, earthquakes, that has to happen?
It's part of
That's
nature,
God
yeah.
putting that into nature?
It has to happen for us to exist.
How about it just happens? Because it's science.
Well, science doesn't just
When-
happen.
when-
Science
when-
we
when-
have to
when-
arrive
when
to.
the oceans warm, the storms get bigger, like we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
That's kind of science.
Yeah, but there's things that science can't explain at all still.
Absolutely. And we're still trying to explain, but science explains a lot of stuff.
It does, just like religion for
Just
some
like
people
gravity,
explains
you
a lot of
said, right?
stuff. Right, you can't.
Like you remember 700 years ago when they thought the Earth was flat?
Right, yeah.
Why wouldn't you think it was flat? You just walk out to the edge of the Earth and you just drop off. And we found out it wasn't flat because we figured out it wasn't flat.
Yeah.
But there's still people out
The
there.
Quran
There's
says that-
still people out there
Yeah.
that think the Earth is flat.
Funny enough, the Quran actually says that the Earth is not flat.
Well, of course, the Quran does because they knew about the Big Bang 5 billion years ago.
Yeah.
So obviously, the Quran, everything in it is like it's magic, right?
It's not magic, but
Listen, if you can tell me that a book written, how old is the Quran? 6,000, 10,000 years, 2,000 years? How old is it?
I would say around 1,000 over.
1,000 years. That's how old the Quran is. And 1,000 years ago, they told us about the Big Bang 4.5 billion years ago.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to read the Quran, man.
Yeah, give it a shot.
I will, man.
All right.
I will. I appreciate that, man.
It was a pleasure talking to
Thank
you,
you, man.
Have a good one.
Cheers, man.